Hi folks, welcome to Hoarding Mayhem. So, this is the first video for this channel. I hope to do many more. I actually have some videos that I've recorded over the last few months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever, that I have put aside that I'm thinking of adding to this channel. Why the name? Why Hoarding Mayhem? Well, it seems that I have this ability, illness, I don't know what you want to call it, to end up collecting things. Whether it's vintage motorcycles, that thing with the Kohler engine behind the vintage motorcycle is a Red Ryder used at a golf course. Someday, hopefully, you'll see it. There's a Cushman all the way in the back underneath that pile of crap that you can't see. Yamaha motorcycle, case, tractor, old Boland's tractors back there. I don't know, can you see it? Yeah, you can see that Boland's. You can see a Boland's G10 right here. This is a newer Craftsman. There's a Sears with an Olin on it. Another Boland's behind the Sears. So, as one could see, I end up with many items. That pile of stuff here on the shelf, so to speak, that's my son's. My son has moved in for a short period of time, and he decided to store his apartment's possessions in here. So back to the channel. Anyway, why do I have all this stuff? That's a good question. That's a good question. Police Cushman bought at an auction. When I was a kid growing up, kind of grew up as a poser. And by poser, my family was pretending to kind of be middle class. But we weren't. We were actually kind of on the poor side. So, with that, I always found it frustrating that I always wanted to put things together, build things, have things, and I could not do it. I was missing like complete socket sets, or I was missing enough money to finish building what I was starting. I always found that so frustrating. So what I did was, I got a job. Well, I went to college. I got a job, and I started to buy things over the last 25 or 30 years. And all those things eventually ended up on this piece of property. This piece of property is approximately 3 acres, and it's surrounded by another 27 acres that, though somebody else owns it, they do not have the ability to build on it currently. So, though it's here and it surrounds me, the person who owns it never comes and does anything with it, so I'm kind of free to use it for whatever I want to use it for. I'm giving you kind of a tour as I'm going through this discussion. Just all the various bikes in disrepair. These are a couple of 110s, and there's a old Honda motorcycle with them. As you can see, many golf carts. As I go over here, I'll let you look in the window. This shed here, so you can see what's in it. So anyway, why do I hoard? I don't know, compensating for being a kid. I like a lot of toys. I'm hoping to have the time eventually to play with some of this stuff. Or maybe I'm just nuts. But I guess it really doesn't matter. Just watch my videos, try to enjoy them. A couple of tractors off in the bush here. This is an old barn that is not actually on my property. This belongs to that 27 acres that I mentioned. the guy let it fall into disrepair and fall down. Unfortunately, that's my car sticking out of it. That truck over there is mine too. So one could see I have quite the hoard here. Anyway, so what do I hoard? I like to hoard 2, 3, and 4-wheeled gasoline or diesel powered items. Some of these items I've had for a long time. Almost everything has a story. This Kia I bought on eBay. Between me and my sons, we drove it for about 100,000 miles, and it eventually got sick and didn't pay to repair, so there it sits. I should get rid of it, but I have another Kia over there that is actually in halfway decent shape, so I'm kind of saving the purple one for parts for the white one. The white one I bought new, put it on a credit card, and drove it until the power steering started acting up. More stuff in the hoard. So the Kia stories. Snowblower, I don't know, picked it up on some kind of deal. There's a quad, the black thing sticking up is a quad. A couple of 3-wheelers, 200Xs I believe. There's my F-150, it just popped the brake line. I've just repaired it and there it sits. My Ford Ranger on the other side of it. Once again, the Kia I mentioned. Those 3, the 2 right in front of me, and the distant one is my son's car. The Suzuki over there is mine. Doesn't everybody need a tug? I figured so. That's why I own one. Trailer here. Log splitter. Once again, old military generator. It's got a 4-cylinder Continental on it. You know, if you're going to own one Cushman police car, might as well own 2. So, I'm putting this together. Go-kart. That's one of those 6-wheeled things. Got the transmission, part of the torque converter. I bought it for the chain drives and all. Got it reasonable. Everybody needs a reefer box. That's what that is. It's full of stuff. It's locked right now. I don't have the key on me, or I'd give you a tour. Had a bitch of a time cutting a hole in it, by the way. That white thing is where I cut the hole in it. Yamaha 2-cycle with an outboard motor sitting on top. We got to just keep going. So, this is the outside hoard. One could see there's a whole load of tractors. That green tractor my brother gave me hit a rock. I think he threw broke the keyway. So all it needs is a keyway. So for a $2 item, there the tractor sits. The Snapper has a good engine. That type thing has a great rear end to it. I think the engine's okay too. Never had time to do it. Pressure washer Hoard. There's another few on the driveway. Firewood. Angle iron. Bed frames. Love bed frames. Always building things with bed frames. So there they sit. International snowblower. The tractor's in the garage. That's a Sears tractor. That's a generator. There used to be a big sign on the back of it. Bicycles, they belong to my son and his girlfriend. Mule. Interesting story. This used to belong to one of the locales. Kid was flying along with it, hit a fire hydrant, peeled the front wheel off, took out the radiator, and sold at an auction. A friend of mine bought it, couldn't afford to keep it, so I ended up with it. In here, Kubota tractor, go-kart, Murray tractor, Craftsman, a Husqvarna pony tractor, more sheds. The shed isn't locked. I could show you inside. Anyway, so for my friend, Big Red, Yamaha Champ, nice Kubota tractor, tires, snowblower, shredders, more tires in the corner. So to my wise friend in Michigan, who actually pushed me to make my first video. Here it is. You know who you are. Yes, toys. Gotta have toys. More bicycles. They belong to my sons. There's an entire traffic sign. Got a little diesel in it, a little air-cooled diesel. It's got a winch on it for hauling it up. Actually fired that up and watched it blink. It was pretty cool. I don't have the keys. That's just a garden shed. That's my wife's shed. Was actually going to use it. I was going to buy a piece of property. Whoa. That looks like it had a bad day. I have to ask my son what the hell happened to that. With all this stuff, do I have trouble with theft? No, I don't. Because I'm in a relatively rural area. I have a lot of friends who hunt, and they come to my house and hunt. And I too have guns. Here's just a row of tractors. I think there's 4 of them right along here. So, would you show up at a house, go down a 400-foot driveway, when at any moment somebody could show up with a gun and cause you harm? I think not. So normally I don't have trouble with any theft. I did have a 200X that disappeared. It was stolen during a move. I had taken it out and I was preparing to load it up. It didn't fit on the load. Oh, more tractors and mini bikes and compressors and so forth. The driveway Hoard. Yes, the Hoard. Snow blowers. Anyway, wanted to load it up and I went back for it and it wasn't there. So, Razor scooter. It's electric, not anything great. That's another Cushman. That's a pickup truck Cushman. Came from a golf course. I believe it was called the Otterkill. And here's a by 300 that does a lot of work for me. You can't see it, but behind this wall of crap is a backhoe loader. I think you could kind of see the stack sticking up right there. I started day trading stock. Hit it big in '99. Took the profits and bought that. Had it trucked in from California. It was actually made in China. I don't know how much light I have here, if you guys could see. There's a quad underneath there and another quad here. And a 3-wheeler there. You probably can't see any of this, so I shouldn't be wasting your time. Here's the basement Hoard, just quickly. This is getting to be a long video. Pellets, can't have enough pellets. Burn about 2 ton a year and I got them all. I don't know if you guys could see them. There's a bunch of motorcycles up on the shelves. My battery Hoard, they're charging right now. More of the battery Hoard. Motorcycle on shelves. Motorcycles underneath, motorcycles in front, and even over here, a motorcycle in the way. Anyway, folks, a pile of plastic for 3-wheelers. My Halloween stuff. I like Halloween. Anyway, folks, I'm going to let you go. What did I waste? About 14 minutes of your lives. Enjoy my channel. If I would like you to subscribe, and I'd like you to say positive things. I'd like to stay at this point kind of anonymous, because with my job and all, it wouldn't be a good thing for people to necessarily know who I am. I don't need the grief. So I just as soon stay anonymous. So if anybody out there figures out who I am or what my address is, I'd like you to kind of keep it to yourselves. You can private message me if you figure it out. That'd be amusing and interesting, but please keep it to yourselves. What else? I guess that's about it. So here's the video I owe the wise man in Michigan. Enjoy it. It is quite a hoard, isn't it? Take care.